She needs to sign on. Okay, we are back from closed session, and now we'll reconvene and open the opening session. And Trustee Milchiker will read the actions taken in closed session.
On a 5-0 vote, with Trustee Fuentes and Trustee Jay absent, the board authorized offer of employment to Deborah Fitzsimmons, subject to mutual agreement on an employment contract.
Okay, thank you very much. And at this point, Trustee David Lang will lead us in the invocation. Please remain standing for the pledge, which Trustee Milchiker will lead us in.
We give thanks for the abundance of blessings we enjoy, including all the freedoms we enjoy in this great country, which we know are far from free. We are thankful for all the men and women who serve us proudly in all of the branches of our armed forces, and those in other uniforms that include all enforcement men and women, fire personnel, and others that ensure our safety in many ways while risking their own health that we might be better off. We give thanks to the many in our community that value and contribute to the educational system that we strive to provide to all those that might wish to take advantage of it, and for we know that a better educated population helps break down the walls of prejudice and makes us better as a society. In this we pray, and in this we say, Amen.
Amen. Trustee Milchiker.
Please join me in a pledge of allegiance to the flag of our great nation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, and we have a number of resolutions this evening, and our first resolution will be to our student trustee, Miss Eve Shieh, and I have the honor of giving this to her. So if you would join me at the podium, please. I'll bring it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm reading. Is this on?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Is the mic on? Yes. Excellent. And I have the honor of reading the resolution to Trustee Eve Shieh. Whereas Eve Shieh served as the elected student member of the South Orange County Community College District Board of Trustees for the 2010-2011 academic year, serving more than 40,000 students from Saddleback College, Irvine Valley College, and the Advanced Technology Education Park with dedication and distinction while balancing coursework in international business. Whereas Trustee Eve Shieh balanced the demands of her student trustee position and academic workload with other campus leadership events, including Phi Theta Kappa, the Relay for Life, the Global Village Festival, the Interclub Council, as well as community volunteering at a local animal shelter. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees and the Chancellor of the South Orange County Community College District do hereby commend and congratulate Eve Shieh for her outstanding service as student trustee for the 2010-2011 academic year.
Would you call the roll, please?
Trustee Lang. Aye. Trustee Meldau. Aye. Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Padberg.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
All right, and I'm going to also give her a plaque recognizing her service as student trustee on the board.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to thank the board and its members for having me for this whole year. I will definitely miss all of you, both IVC and Saddleback, both its faculty and students. And I hope to come back and visit all of you next year. And don't miss me too much. Thank you.
Thank you. We will miss you. I'd like to call to the podium Anita Bandekar and Saddleback College President Todd Burnett. I'll wait till you get to the podium, and then I'll read the resolution. Whereas Anita Bandekar, a senior laboratory technician in the Biological Sciences Department of Saddleback College since 2007, is known for her unmatched attention to detail in the microbiology laboratory and her care and concern for the success of the college microbiology students, who are often prepared for careers in the fields of nursing and medical technology laboratory. And whereas Anna Bandekar's unending initiative for high standards led her to design and implement a system that assures fair distribution of all lab supplies, meticulous labeling of supplies and inventory, and dedication to the highest quality, enabling the department to increase the number of microbiology sections offered from 9 to 11 per academic year. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees and the Chancellor of the South Orange Community College District do hereby commend Anita Bandekar for her outstanding service and unique dedication to the Saddleback College, and bestows upon her the Saddleback College Classified Employee Outstanding Service Award for 2009-2010. And congratulations.
Call the roll, please.
Trustee Lang.
Aye.
Trustee Moldau.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Padberg.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Student Trustee Shieh.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor and privilege to be part of Saddleback College, contribute efficiently to our microbiology program under the leadership of Dr. Wright and a great team of colleagues. Thank you very much.
Anita would just like to say there's a few other goodies here by winning this award. First, we have this wonderful plaque which will have your name memorialized on the campus for every year for the Classified Employee of the Year at Saddleback. See, there you are right there.
Thank you.
Isn't that great? And also she gets a $100 savings bond. She gets complimentary parking for the 2011-2012 academic year. So congratulations for all these other gifts.
And now I'd like to call to the podium Jamie Smith.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay. Now I'd like to call to the podium Jamie Smith and Irvine Valley College President Glenn Rockmore. There you are. Okay. Whereas Jamie Smith is a senior lab technician for the Physical Science Department at Irvine Valley College and has been a loyal employee of the district for 22 years. And is respected by faculty, staff, and students for her hard work and commitment to excellence, fairness, and professionalism. And whereas Jamie Smith seeks outside opportunities to expand her knowledge, such as completing the environmental management program at UC Irvine, allowing her to serve as the chemical hygiene officer at IVC, and routinely supports the geology field studies program by volunteering for weekend field trips, is active in the Irvine Valley College Classified Senate, and started an employee group called Green Alternatives, which assists the college in becoming more environmentally conscious and sustainable. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees and the Chancellor of the South Orange County Community College District do hereby commend and congratulate Jamie Smith for over 22 years of outstanding service and bestow upon her the Irvine Valley College Classified Employee Outstanding Service Award for 2010-2011.
Call the roll, please.
Trustee Lang. Aye. Trustee Meldau. Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Padberg.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Student Trustee Shieh.
Okay.
Thank you. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be able to serve the South Orange County Community College District, Irvine Valley College, the community, the classified employees, the staff, and especially the students. I wouldn't be able to be here without all of you and all of the love and support I've received over the years, and I just want to thank you for this honor.
Let me say it's absolutely my pleasure to be up here with Jamie right now. I had the opportunity to work closely with her for about 8 years when I was on the faculty, and we did a lot of field trips. We saw a lot of the western United States together, and I think even Hawaii one time. But but I can say that those trips would not have been as successful as they were, if at all, if it wasn't for her support in helping us get prepared to go and help support us while we're in the field. Appreciate that very much. And I think the cat's out of the bag. You've already seen some of this. Oh, this is twice as heavy. First of all, you have a plaque here. And if I can manage which one is which here, it looks like this is it. Okay. So here's a perpetual plaque for you. It has your name on it. You can hang that wherever you wish for 1 year. Okay. All right. That's good. And you also have a $100 savings bond. And I believe that's right here, plus the complimentary parking, of course, that goes along with that. And that's right here. This goes to you. And then finally, a very nice crystal for her to put on her desk and from memory of what you've done.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Next
Okay.
resolution.
Yeah, I'd like to call to the podium Tasha Trankium, Associate IT Director Jim Fanoff, and Chancellor Gary Portner.
Marcia. It's the Vice Chancellor.
What?
The Vice Chancellor, Bob Bernucci, is going to do it.
Oh. And Vice Chancellor Bob Bermucci as well. Whereas Tasha Trankium, a programmer analyst in the department IT, department, is known as a key developer of the district's legacy software, which includes student information, awards management, class scheduling, and curriculum systems, which serve more than 40,000 students and 2,500 employees at Saddleback College, Irvine Valley College, and at the Advanced Technology and Education Park. Whereas Tasha Trankium has been the lead analyst and programmer for state and federal reporting and a go-to person inside district IT for processes, procedures, and historical knowledge, and is equally known for her good nature, competency, and hard work ethic, and willingness to share and promote her knowledge with other professionals in higher education. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees and the Chancellor of the South Orange County Community College District do hereby commend Tasha Trankium for her outstanding service and unique dedication, and bestows upon her the South Orange County Community College District Classified Outstanding Service Award for 2009-2010.
We're all very proud of Tasha. I'd like to invite her supervisor, Jim Faniff, to say something.
We're all really proud of Tasha. We think that she richly deserves this award. She's been with us for well over 20 years, and she truly is a go-to person in our department. She knows about just about everything, and I honestly believe I can't remember her ever being in a bad mood. She's one of the nicest people you'd ever meet. And she also makes a mean salsa. She brings that in about once a month for us, so we all love her.
Thank you. I'm very honored to receive this award. It's been a great 20 years working and more to come, I hope. And, it's a great IT department to work with. I couldn't receive this award without the team, so thank you.
Chancellor Portner, could you just let us call the roll first? Okay.
Trustee Lang. Trustee Meldau. Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Padberg.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Student Trustee Shieh.
And I'll just point out that there is a typo in your resolution. It should be 2010 to 2011 instead of 9 and 10. Is that not correct, Chancellor?
Yes.
Okay, we will get that fixed and get the correct one to you. Okay. Go ahead, Chancellor.
Okay, you get the same wonderful gifts that everyone else did. The most important, of course, is the complimentary parking permit. And so there's the savings bond and the parking. And, there's the plaque that you can place wherever you like. And then, I don't know what you call that. Got your name on it, whatever. Congratulations.
Oh, jeez. It's also the same on this one. No, the one before. Okay, before we go to our next resolution, I see we have the same mistake on Anita Bandekar, so we'll have to correct that one as well. Okay? We'll get those fixed. Go ahead, Trustee Milchiker.
And the next one, I'm having a lot of trouble saying because it's our speech and debate team, and I know how good they are. So I'd like to call to the podium the Irvine Valley College speech and debate team and President Glenn Rockmore. And also Gary Ryboth.
And his position is? The coach.
What?
The coach.
Oh, the coach of the debate team. I'm so sorry that you were left off of the paperwork over here. But you are on the resolution, I'm sure.
It says 2011.
See what that says. Is that right here?
No, it should be fixed. But since...
Close enough.
It's close enough. Okay.
Yeah, I'm an English guy.
Come on.
I know many of you can say this better than I could, but I will plow ahead with it, okay? Whereas the 2010-2011 Irvine Valley College speech and debate team recently won the Phi Rho Phi Community College National Championships held in Greenwich, Connecticut on April 11th to 16th, 2011, taking a rare double gold in team sweepstakes out of the 58 community colleges and 375 students competing. Whereas the team won 11 awards out of 15 to place it as the top overall school in the sweepstakes, winning gold as the top debate squad with 7 debate awards, an effort which resulted in the IVC debate team winning both state and national championships in the same year for the first time in a decade. And whereas the national championship team consisted of debate team co-captains Jason Hogue and George Talavera, team members Xavier Gomez, Kelly Kehoe, Evan Smith, that is, Ray Craig, and Sasha Lanz, coached by April Griffin, Eric Garcia, Jules Throckmorton, Lisa Rios, Rachel Resnick, John Llewellyn and Gary Rybold, and Edwin Tiongson, IVC's 1910 Coach of the Year.
2010.
2010 Coach of the Year. Therefore, yeah, that would be a big mistake. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees and the Chancellor of the South Orange County Community College District do hereby commend and congratulate the 2010-2011 Irvine Valley College speech and debate team for their coaches for their outstanding championship season and excellent representation of Irvine Valley College.
All right, would you call the roll, please?
Trustee Lane.
Aye.
Trustee Meldau.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Patberg.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Student Trustee Shieh.
Okay. All right, how are you going to get all those together?
Did I leave anyone out?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, great.
I'm going to give the mic to Professor Rybold here, but I want to say congratulations, and this team keeps improving every year, and we're all very proud of you. Good job.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Rockmore. This team could not have been possible without the volunteer coaches. Edwin and I get paid as co-directors of forensics, but we have 7 people who served as our volunteers. They don't get paid a dime. 5 of them are former students of mine who have come back just because they love the activity and they love being around the students. We had almost a fresh team this year. We had a couple of returning members. Almost everybody else started off as novices, which is quite an accomplishment. And something that wasn't in the resolution, in the year-long national rankings, which all of these people added to, we were ranked number 2 among community colleges, but we were ranked number 5 among all 2-year and 4-year schools. To give you an idea, UCLA was 15th on the list. So this is this is quite a team this year. We've had a wonderful run. It was a really enjoyable squad to be with. I hope that many of our volunteer coaches will be leaving us soon because they're all applying for all the full-time jobs. In fact, one that might be or 2 that might be on this campus. So our goal is to hopefully get them into full-time positions and to get each one of these students into a good 4-year program. 2 of our students, Jason Hong and George Talaveri, who are our team captains, have already gotten enough for their scholarships with debates that they're classified as a free ride for Concordia and for Pepperdine. And we'd like to make sure every one of the rest of them next year when they transfer can get the same kind of deal. So thank you so much for your honor.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
That concludes our resolutions for the evening, and we are now at public comments. Do we have anyone wishing to make public comments? All right, seeing that we have none, we'll go to board reports. We'll start with Trustee Meldau.
Yes, I had the distinct pleasure of going to Irvine Valley College for the opening of the Health Sciences Building, not the opening, the groundbreaking for the Health Sciences Building. This is quite an exciting period in Irvine Valley College, I know, and the building is going to be spectacular, and we look forward to seeing a lot of people pass through that building. Right.
Okay,
Thank you.
Trustee Milchiker?
I also, is my mic on? Yeah. Okay, thank you. I also attended several events that I'd like to share with the audience and the viewing audience. I attended the celebration of the 60th anniversary of Norman and Reuben Kershaw, and they have been very active in the Angels for the Arts at Saddleback College for many, many, many years, and huge contributors to our scholarships and to our colleges. And they had an Egyptian luncheon in the Studio Theater, and then we all went to the performance of Aida at Saddleback College, which was just incredible. It was something that was, the sets were fabulous, and the production was wonderful, and the music was just incredibly professional. And I really want to thank Norma and Ruben for having it here, because they didn't even need my help. They did it themselves, obviously. And it really broadcast to everyone that attended, they invited, and they paid for all the seats, that the excellence of our theater program. And we're looking forward to seeing Oklahoma here at Saddleback College this summer. I also attended the Philadelphia Story at Irvine Valley College, and it was also an excellent performance, a very old movie, and brought back with a lot of style and verve, and really was an excellent performance. I spoke at the Emeritus Institute, and I thought I would mention that the Emeritus Institute was mentioned in the Mission Viejo Outlook, which is the Mission Viejo magazine. And what they say is, lifelong learning keeps the mind, body, and spirit young. And there's a whole article here about how lifelong learning really benefits all of the seniors in our district. And I shared this with the people at the Emeritus Institute, and I want to share it with all of our constituents to take advantage of this. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Prendergast.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback on what Trustee Meldau said. You know how I'm always looking for shirts. I want the "I Survived the Tornado" at the Life Sciences Building dedication. It was quite a thrilling event. But yes, it was nice to see the design and the future of that project.
Okay, and it's my turn at this point, and I will just say yes, at the Life Sciences dedication, our groundbreaking ceremony, we had some unusual weather, and I think it's only appropriate for a science building that would have occurred. So we will now go to Trustee Ling.
Yes, thank you. Obviously, this is one of my favorite meetings of the year. One, because I'm finally through with my tax season and can think about other things, but also because it's just a wonderful time. We've recognized all of our employees of the year. We've got the wonderful recognition that we've made to the outstanding national speech and debate team. What an accomplishment for this district, who year in and year out just does tremendous things. IVC men's volleyball team, congratulations on their state championship. Again, quite an accomplishment. It's also bittersweet, of course, because we say goodbye to our student trustee, Eva Shieh, who's been a wonderful student trustee, and and obviously we've got graduations approaching, and we get to send on all of our graduating seniors on to continue their education or into the job market. So just a great time of the year.
Okay, great. Trustee Shieh.
Hello, everyone. I had the opportunity to attend the Hands Across California event. It was basically to raise awareness of the impact that California community colleges had on the state. I think we had about 70 to 80 people who attended, and what we did was we all held hands, and it was to signify like that community colleges do matter. And we were trying to form, I think, all colleges were doing it, so we were trying to make a 1,000-mile long line from the tip of California to the bottom. And yeah, it was very fun. We had a barbecue, we had some like water balloon fights, and yeah, it was good. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And Chancellor, report.
Tonight we recognize classified employees of the year.
Push your mic, please.
Did that turn it on or off?
Okay, there you go.
There we go. Tonight we recognize classified employees of the year, and I want to also acknowledge that we also recognize faculty of the year, and this just isn't the meeting that occurs. That'll occur in the fall. Nevertheless, I want to thank all of our faculty and staff for their work this year. We're almost through another school year, and it means a lot of work by a lot of people. We got a great district, and it's because of that work that we do so well. Speaking of that, it won't be. This is our last meeting, I think, before commencement. So it's the time, I think, to recognize what everyone has done this year. In tonight's meeting, we're going to be moving forward again in a number of issues dealing with ATEP. I'm trying to bring some issues every meeting to bring to resolution various outstanding matters. Tonight, we're going to deal with contracts at ATEP. We've talked many times about using ground leases with other organizations and agencies in order to help pay for future buildings at ATEP. And so tonight the board will give us some direction about that with regard to not only other educational agencies, but with commercial businesses as well. And also we have an item on here of what to do with the chapel that's been sitting there, and we've talked many times about what should be the future of the chapel. And so the board will be discussing that.
Okay, thank you very much. And we're now going to move to any board requests for reports. Do I have any board members that would like to request reports to be made? Okay, seeing none, we will go to the discussion item, 4.1, and that is the humanitarian efforts for Japan at both of our campuses, Saddleback College and Irvine Valley College. And we have someone who's going to present this, President Burnett.
Well, I'm just all I'm going to do is just introduce the people that did all the great work, and that's our ASG President, Melissa Fenercy. So, Melissa, take it away.
Okay. What? All right, we'll give it to President Rockmore to introduce the person.
Right. In our case, I'll introduce Professor Fumiko Ishii. She is our professor in Japanese, and it was the Japanese club that made the effort on our campus.
Wonderful.
Let me try to get to the. And let me introduce the other members that I brought. Esther Shin, who is the president of the Japan Club, and also Yoshi Sonoyama, who is coordinating all the 30-somewhat volunteers that we have for the Japanese program. So, good evening, board members, and also everybody in attendance. I would like to show you what we have been doing, and maybe we'll give you some rundown of what our effort has been. Let me see. I'm short, so. So we made this logo as Love for Japan, and also the T-shirt, you can see. And actually, Esther had designed this logo for us, and everybody seemed to like it. It has some Japanese inside of this red circle. I'm sure you have seen many of these devastating pictures throughout all this over a month, and this is exactly what had happened to many of the people that in Japan. I have a friend who lost just about everything because they live in Soma City, about 30 kilometers from the nuclear plant, and so they were able to escape from that. So they were alive, but then all the houses and items are totally gone. And I just wanted to say that when they usually have this routine escape drills in Japan, so every so often they ring the bells or whatever, and they will rush over to go to this certain place, higher ground. So they are kind of trained to do the escape. However, this tsunami was so devastating. They went to this, for those people who went to this trained place that are higher ground had perished. They had to go over to a much higher ground in order to survive. And what was very striking was it wasn't, the water was coming in, but it was the force of pulling from you. It's as if like you're in the airplane and then the wing has dropped or something broke off, the air just sucks you out. And that's kind of feeling that all the people had. So So if you're strong enough, you could stand or hold on to something, then you were able to, survive and then go up the stairs and go to higher ground. But if you're not strong enough, then you'll be pulled by the force of air to go, fell to the water or whatever. And that was kind of something, we never really imagined that happened, but that's exactly what happened. And many children were left without their parents. Like I have to quote with this, my friend, whose father is the Board of Education, like you are, and in one Soma City, and they have like 40 little ones, 40 children that they couldn't find their parents are missing, and then the number is growing because they're still missing. Those 40 children are found that the parents perished, but there are still children that they're still looking for the parents. But you can tell after 1 month what happened to the parents. So they're so exhausted in the shelter, and then all the goods are coming in to the shelter, but the logistics are quite difficult. So not all the items are distributed to the right places. So they, one place had more of one item than the other places. And if you're not in the shelter and then decided to go to another shelter, then you may not get the enough supply. But the supply is coming. She said they have enough rice and enough canned goods and water and things like this, but what they're missing is the fresh food, vegetable and meat and fish or something like that they cannot get. So those are the things that are missing. So many people and many countries had extended support to Japan, and they send up money and they send people over there, and what we can do at IVC. So we thought of it, and with our help, we have about 30 or 40 members in the Japan Club, and that I have I have about 7 instructors, Japanese instructors, and 32 volunteers and tutors. We decided to make these T-shirts and sell those T-shirts, and for donation. And at IVC, we did at the 2 vendor days, and also we're taking it to different venues, like a charity concerts or whatever the event, the film festivals, and we decided to sell those items. And also we have planned to create a blog to promote event, and it's ivcjapan11.blogspot.com. So we're going to do that. Oops, I made a wrong one. And then we decided to sell the wristbands like this. So we are using this, whatever the logo we have inside of this round, red circle. And those are some of the pictures. You might recognize one of them, or 2 of them at least, who are signing the banners. And that's us, and that's Melanie and a couple other people that you might know. So those are the website and also the Gmail account that we have created, so people can send the email to us and asking what they can do, and so we kind of being able to prepare for this. And another thing that we have raised as of April 25th is $3,000 in checks, may not be exact, sent to UNICEF, and we're still hope coming, and then $5,000 in cash, and we're still counting, hope we get more by selling those items. And coming event is the Gaia Symphony No. 6. It's a very popular movie, but it's a documentary. I have to let this one coming to the theater near you. Which theater is that? It's the IVC Performing Arts Center. So Patrick, Mr. Taylor, was very kind enough to let us use the pack, and so we will be able to show the movie. And it's a Japanese documentary film featuring sounds and beauty of nature and man. It's called, the number 6 is, they have the series from 1 through 5. I've already seen them. It's very, very impressive. Beautiful photographies and beautiful concept about what the producer would like to convey to you about, how we as a person to live on this beautiful planet Earth. And this one is called The Universe Resonates with the Sound of the Void. Isn't this something? Sound of the Void. You had to come and see it. So it's on May 19th, Thursday at 6 o'clock, and that is a day before the commencement. So door opens at 5 p.m. for sales of T-shirts or bracelets, what we have, and whatever. And please write to us at ibcjapan11@gmail.com. And this is the poster of Gaia Symphony, so you can see kind of a feeling of what it is. It's a whale. I don't want to give away. It's a beautiful movie, I must say. And thank you very much for your help to rebuild Japan. It will take a lot of years, and your generous donation will go to UNICEF. And Japan is in need of money to save victims. As you can tell, it's about 12, 13 people are counted as dead, but there are twice as many that are missing, and there are more that probably may perish because of the lack of maybe medical support or distress. Distress alone will be quite a lot of things that will take you away. So on behalf of Japanese people, we thank you for your support. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for this wonderful people. They have a class. That's why we asked Saddleback College that we go first. Thank you so much.
Very good. President Rockmore.
I would just like to add briefly that I believe there are T-shirts up on the dais. And
we got them. Thank you so much.
Those represent a donation that's been made on your behalf.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. And we'll now move to, I'm sorry, go ahead. All right, now Saddleback.
Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Finarsi. I'm the ASG president at Saddleback College.
And I'm Rachel Long. I'm the president of the International Club.
We're going to be presenting to you today together because ASG has been doing some stuff and also the International Club has been doing kind of similar stuff. So we wanted to kind of go over everything that we're doing at Saddleback College. So what was done at Saddleback College? ASG decided to create a website that students, faculty, staff, and administrators, district personnel, as well as community members could utilize in finding ways to help Japan. And then the International Club decided to run a fundraiser for Japan Relief, and they gave origami crayons to those who donated. We knew as socially responsible student leaders that it was our responsibility to help Japan in the most efficient way possible by utilizing our limited resources. After all, one of the student learning outcomes of the ASG program is social justice and responsibility. The Saddleback College community responded really well to all of our efforts, and we want to thank all of you who were instrumental in the relief efforts, as well as those who donated, such as our President Burnett. Okay, so we have our website, which I can go into it in a minute after I'm done with the slide right here. What we did is we listed and made a list of all the organizations that you guys are able to donate to, and it was really hard for us to figure out what to do. So basically, what we did is we combined all the information that there was. It was really, it was almost impossible to find all the information on just one site. So we figured that our community could go to this site and find everything in a much efficient way. We also put a link to Google People Finder on there, and we also listed ways to get involved and fundraise, types of fundraisers that are going on in the Orange County community. I'm going to exit out just for a second to show you guys our website, and this is it. The link is right up here. It's saddleback.edu /ASG/JapanRelief.html. We have the list of all of our organizations right here, and they actually, the links right here go directly to the organization where you can donate, and it says where the money will be donated to and a brief mission. And right here is the Google People Finder, and right here are some of the ways to get involved in our community. Thank you. I'm going to hand the mic over to Rachel Ong so she can talk about stuff.
Okay. I'll try to put the PowerPoint back on. Okay, so when I heard what happened in Japan of the earthquake and the tsunami, I was really moved and I wanted to do something. So I told the International Club, which is a brand new club, we just started last semester. So I told the International Club of my plans and we organized 10 students on rotation. We collected up to about $1,627 from active donations and t-shirt sales across the span of 2 weeks. We're still keeping the donation box in the international office for students who are hoping to be able to contribute if they didn't have a chance to contribute during that 2 weeks where we were standing outside at the table. So all the donations that we have collected would go straight to Red Cross Japan. Okay, so while we were collecting the donations for the 2 weeks, we were deeply moved by the support of the community, of our community in Saddleback, like the Friends of the Library and the Anime Club, for instance. Firstly, the Friends of the Library actually came out to us and gave us a cart of books that they were giving out for free. They told us that we could sell the books and all the profit will go straight to our donation box. Apart from that, the Anime Club has come out to help us at our table for 2 days. Our efforts were well received. People were very appreciative, especially the Japanese that came up to us and told us how much they appreciated what we were doing. Apart from that, others came up to us to share their thoughts on the event and ask of our family members that are still in Japan. In conclusion, while the catastrophe happened about a month ago, I feel that it's important for us to keep Japan in our hearts. Because this catastrophe is not a touch-and-go event, the people of Japan are still suffering today. So we're hoping to continue our efforts up to the end of the semester and hopefully further. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful.
Oh, right, we have some pictures of what we did. So this is the donation box. We were collecting in the village for about 3 days. The rest of the time we were at the quad. That's us collecting, and we had a meter so people could know how much we were collecting as we were going. And these are the origami cranes that we folded for people that donated. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Great. Well, you are both schools are to be commended for your efforts and your humanitarian hearts. We really appreciate it. You do us proud. Thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Milchiker, did you want to say something?
Yes, I do. I wanted to thank the students. I know Saddleback College was founded on Valentine's Day in 1967, and it was called then a college with a heart. And now I can see from both of our student organizations how big the hearts of our students and our staff is. And I just wanted to mention my son actually took Japanese at Saddleback College, and then he went on because of the class he took to get a summer fellowship, a summer class at Saga University in the southern prefecture of Japan, and in the future time he was able to get a job working as an attorney for Jones Day in Tokyo for 2 years. So we went to visit him several times. So we have some great ties ourselves to Japan, and they really do need a lot of help ongoing. And I would suggest, if you haven't already done this, to post these efforts on the 2 pages of both the colleges, on the web pages of both colleges, and also broadcast it on KSBR and broadcast it on the rolling screen on the 2 TV channels to get more exposure for your wonderful efforts and to bring more money in for the victims of this terrible tragedy in Japan. So thank you so much for bringing this to our attention.
All right, thank you very much, Trustee Milchiker. We are now at our consent calendar, but before we do that, we're going to advance item 6.22, and we also will be pulling from the agenda tonight 6.23. So if we could move to 6.22, and this will be presented by our Chancellor. Oh, I'm sorry. Vice Chancellor David Bouguet, 6.22.
This item is the early retirement package that was discussed previously with the Board of Trustees, so it's presented tonight to the Board of Trustees. This is presented tonight to the Board of Trustees with recommendation to approve.
Okay. All right, and it looks like the Chancellor recommends the Board adopt Resolution 11.07, PARS Supplemental Retirement Plan, Exhibit A, and approve the agreement for administrative services, Exhibit B, with Phase 2 Systems Trust Administrators. Any questions or comments from Trustee Milchiker? Did you want to say anything?
No,
okay.
that was the last
The last time, okay. Seeing no comments, I'll entertain a motion to accept the recommendation and approve as recommended.
So moved.
Okay, do you have a second? Second. Second by Trustee Milchiker, or first by Trustee Milchiker and a second by Trustee Meldau. Any comments or questions? All right, let's vote on the item. Trustee Meldau, okay, and it is approved with 2 absent votes. Trustee Fuentes, Trustee Jay are absent, and 1 student advisory yes. All right, with that, we will go back to the consent calendar, and I'll ask if there are any items to be pulled off the consent calendar by trustees. Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Move approval of the consent calendar as presented.
All right. Trustee Milchiker moved and Trustee Prendergast seconded. Any comments or questions about any of the items on the consent calendar? Okay. Let's vote on the motion. Okay. And it's approved unanimously with 2 absent members and 1 student advisory yes vote. So we are now at the action items, and the first one is 6.1. And that is Irvine Valley College WIA-ITA Training Provider Agreement with Santa Ana Workforce Investments. And President Rockmore, will you present that? Who will present that?
Yes, I'd be happy to. This is a requirement from a prior grant that we received, and so we have to get these agreements with various agencies that we'll be providing training for. And so this first item, as you see, is for the Santa Ana Workforce Investment Board, and I guess in light of saving time, the next one is the same thing, but for the City of Anaheim.
Okay. All right, are we going to vote on these together then? No problem. All right, so it's moved by Trustee Lang and seconded by Trustee Milchiker. Any questions or comments? All right, let's vote on the item. Approved unanimously with 2 absent members and 1 student advisory vote. Yes. Okay, 6.2. This is the Irvine Valley, again, Workforce Investment Act, ITA Training Provider Agreement with the City of Anaheim. So I'm sorry, I thought they were both in the same item. So, all right, Trustee Lang moved it.
Second.
Trustee Meldau seconded it. Any questions or comments about this? Vote on the item. Approved unanimously with 2 absent members and 1 student advisory vote. We're now at 6.3. This is Irvine Valley College Grant Acceptance, Career Development, Work-Based Learning Linkages to Professional Organizations, Year 3, and the Chancellor recommends the Board approve this 3rd-year award of $666,000. All right, it's moved by Trustee Milchiker, seconded by Trustee Lang. Any questions or comments about this wonderful grant award? Okay, seeing none, let's vote on the item. All right, approved unanimously with 2 absent members and 1 student advisory vote. 6.4. This is the Irvine Valley College award of bid to the Cafeteria Operation Agreement. Chancellor recommends the Board of Trustees approve a 1-year agreement, Exhibit A, with 4 1-year extensions for S&B Foods cafeteria operations at Irvine Valley College campus.
Move approval.
Okay, Trustee Milchiker moved. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, Trustee Prendergast seconded. Any comments or questions about this item?
I had a question.
You have a question,
I
Trustee
did.
Lane? Go ahead.
Yes. I was just curious on how the minimum commission amount on this compares historically with the fees that we receive from this vendor? Does anybody have any information about that? Financial implications?
President Rockmore?
I don't have that detail, and yeah, I doubt that our Vice President doesn't either. Do you have that? Yeah.
No? Okay.
Could you spell out your question a little bit?
Yeah, I'm just curious about the financial terms of the agreement. It provides for either a minimum annual commission of $50,000 or 12% of the net sales. Kind of like to know, have we been hitting the minimum commission amounts, or have we been earning the commission amount, and how does this compare historically with agreements in the past?
Do you have that?
Do we have someone who's going to address
Yes,
this?
if I could refer to our Vice President, Student Services, Dr. Plano.
Dr. Plato, would you like to come to the microphone, please?
Good evening. I know we've exceeded the minimum for sure, but exactly the amount, I don't have that. I can provide that to you either at the next meeting or certainly in advance of that. I can have that disclosed.
Okay, but we have been earning the minimum commission?
Yes, we
have. Do you know if these terms are comparable to the terms in historically that we've had with this vendor?
Yes, they
okay,
are.
then I'm fine with it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other comments or questions about this item? Okay, let's vote on the item. Okay, carries unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student advisory vote. We are now at 6.5, and this is Irvine Valley College Award of Bid Beverage Supplier Promotion Agreement, and the Chancellor recommends the Board approve a 3-year agreement, Exhibit A, with 2 1-year extensions with Bottling Group, LLC, for Beverage Supplier Promotion Agreement, Irvine Valley College campus.
Move approval.
Okay, moved and seconded. President Rockmore.
Yes, this is a new contract for our beverage supplier, and we've been alternating between Pepsi bottling and Coca-Cola. And so I believe this time we are back to Pepsi, and it really depends on the extras that they provide the institution, support of athletic teams with various kinds of equipment. There's scholarship-type stipends that are in that, and so Pepsi won the bid this time.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? All right, let's vote on the item. Okay, carries unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student advisory vote. 6.6 is Irvine Valley College Award of Bid Life Science Building, and this is recommended approval by the Chancellor for bid number 303 for the Life Science Building in the amount of $11,387,287.
Move approval.
Okay. Moved. Do I hear a second? Seconded by Trustee Lang. Moved by Trustee Milchiker. Comments or questions? Wow. Seeing none, let's vote on the item. All right. Approved unanimously with 2 absent, 1 student advisory vote. 6.7. Saddleback College, James B. Utt Memorial Learning Resource Center Renovation Project Amendment to Geotechnical Engineers Scope of Work. And Chancellor recommends that the Board of Trustees approve Agreement Amendment Exhibit A to American Geotechnical, Inc. Engineers Scope of Work to incorporate required testing and inspection for an amount of $122,592 with the revised contract amount $169,532 for the James B. Utt Memorial Learning Resource Center renovation project at Saddleback College. Do I hear a motion to approve this item?
Move approval.
Trustee Milchiker and Trustee Prendergast seconded. Comments or questions? All right, let's vote on the item. Carries unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student advisory vote. 6.8. This is also Saddleback College parking bail increase to offset new state legislative surcharge pursuant to Senate Bill 857. The Chancellor recommends the Board of Trustees approve an increase of $3 to the bail schedule for parking violations at Saddleback College.
Move approval.
Trustee Milchiker and Trustee Lang seconded. Questions or comments about this item? All right, let's vote on the item. All right, Trustee Meldow, did you vote? Okay. Approved unanimously with 2 absent and student advisory, yes vote. 6.9, ATEP, award of bid, drainage ditch maintenance and repair. Chancellor recommends the Board of Trustees award bid number 10 for the drainage ditch maintenance and repair at ATEP to Moale Builders in the amount of $44,000 and approve agreement, Exhibit B.
Move approval.
Trustee Milchiker moved the item. Second by Trustee Lang. And do I have any comments or questions about this item? Okay, let's vote on the item. All right, approved unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student advisory yes. 6.10, the district appointment of Audit Committee Representatives for 2011. We'll have a lot of comments about this. The Chancellor recommends the Board of Trustee appoint 3 trustees to serve on the Audit Committee with 1 trustee serving as the chair of the committee. Do I have any trustee volunteers?
I did it last year. I'll volunteer.
I'll volunteer. Trustee Lang?
Let me speak to this item briefly. I would have no problem serving on this committee, but I do want to be frank with the board. The firm, Macias Ginny, and our firm are members of the BDO Seidman Alliance. We don't do any business together, and I don't view it as a conflict of interest, but I do want to be open about that relationship and make certain that no other members of the board perceive that as a conflict. I don't, but, I just want to make you aware of it.
I'm not concerned about it if you aren't. If you feel you need to check with legal counsel, we have that available to you. What is the connection again?
We are members of an alliance, which is a loose affiliation of different firms that do business with BDO Seidman and with other vendors that are approved by BDO Seidman. And both this firm and ours are members of that alliance.
Okay.
Although, to my knowledge, we have not done any business with them directly or vice versa.
You haven't shared any contracts together?
No.
Okay. Trustee Milchiker?
I think it would be valuable, since you are a CPA, for you to be on the audit committee. I think I would agree with you being a member and then having the attorney check it out to make sure there isn't a conflict of interest.
Sure, I'd welcome that.
Okay, so that's 3. If anyone else has a burning desire, I'll step down. Trustee Milchiker or Pendergast. They seem very quiet. Okay, so we have 3 members and who have volunteered, and I guess we probably need to approve that, so we'll need a motion to approve Trustee Padberg, Trustee Mel.
I move the 3 of you do it instead of me.
And we all have to vote, even though we're voting for ourselves.
Yes, we do. We have to vote. Yes. So we all have to vote. So let's vote on the 3 who have volunteered. All right. So let's see. Who are we missing? All right. So Trustee Lang abstained, but it still passed with 4 votes. So I'm sorry, that didn't work. Okay, and we, among the 3 of us, need to elect a chair. I don't know that we have to do that here tonight, but we can do that offline. Do you think, Chancellor?
Sure.
Okay, very good. All right, so another meeting to go to. All right, we're at 6.11, and that is the approval of a resolution 1111, which has to do with invocations at district and college events. The Chancellor recommends the Board of Trustees adopt Resolution 1111 regarding official policies and practices related to invocations at district and college events as shown in Exhibit A. Do I have anyone who would like to move this motion?
I'll move approval.
Trustee Lang?
Second.
Trustee Meldau seconded. Any questions or comments?
I think this is a
roll call?
Yes,
Yeah,
roll call.
okay. I don't think so. All right, it is a roll call vote, so if you could call the roll, Ms. Garcia.
Trustee Fuentes. Oh, excuse me, absent. Trustee Lang.
Aye.
Trustee Meldau.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Padberg.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Student Trustee Shieh.
All right, so the motion passes unanimously. All right, we're now at 6.12. This is the agreement for special services for ATEP Project, McKenna Long Aldridge, LLP, And the Chancellor recommends the Board of Trustees approve the agreement Exhibit A with McKenna Long and Aldridge, LLP, for the ATEP project on a time spent hourly rate. Okay, any comments or questions about this item? Do I have a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
Trustee Lang?
Second.
Second by Trustee Milchiker. Seeing no one wishing to comment, let's vote. Okay, it carries unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student advisory vote. We are at 6.13. This is the District Commercial Business or Agency User Selection Criteria for ATEP. And the Chancellor recommends the Board authorize the Chancellor to seek and negotiate market rate lease agreements with potential commercial business or agency users for ATEP, site based upon the approved user criteria, providing future district income to support buildings and infrastructure at the site, subject to compliance with applicable City of Tustin agreements. All right.
I move approval of that.
Okay, moved by Trustee Milchiker. Seconded by Trustee Meldau. Any comments or questions? Let's vote. Trustee Pendergast.
Yeah, just what kind of, Gary, or Chancellor Portner, what kind of teeth do we have on where it says provide opportunities for internship part-time, like that they actually do that and that there's a follow-up on that?
Yes, what we're suggesting is that part of our negotiations with the firm would be an exploration of what services they would provide to our students. And if they had nothing to offer us other than money, we very well might not take them. Probably wouldn't. Our goal is for the commercial users to bring something to our ATEP operation that's going to improve instruction in some way or give students on-the-job training, or maybe have equipment, high-tech equipment that our students are able to use.
I really like this part of it, and I want to make sure it happens. Yeah. Okay. I think it's a very valuable thing.
Well, and I think that it's important to realize that any actual contract that gets negotiated comes back to us for approval. Yes. So, all right. Any more comments? Let's vote on the item. I don't see anyone else wishing to comment. Approved unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student advisory. 6.14. This is the District Educational Partner Selection Criteria for ATEP. And the Chancellor recommends the Board authorize the Chancellor to seek and negotiate market rate ground lease agreements with potential education partners for the Advanced Technology and Education Park site based upon the approved educational partner criteria, providing future district income to support buildings and infrastructure at the site. And would you like to expand on that, Chancellor?
Yes, we've had a number of discussions over the last several years about various universities partnering with us at ATEP. For instance, CSU Fullerton, Chapman University, Concordia University, Cal State Long Beach. And we've had a number of questions by board members about, is it appropriate for us to have those other kinds of universities there? For instance, do we want a university there that is a private for-profit university as opposed to a private nonprofit university? Or what about a religiously affiliated university? That question has come up. So I think the critical part of it is, say for instance, the religious university, the affiliations. It would be imperative that they would pay market rate, that we wouldn't be in any way using public funds to subsidize a religious organization. Nevertheless, there are a number of religious affiliation universities that are very good quality and would be good for us to have there. And the same would be true of private for-profit. So I think it depends on the quality of the university. It's going to take a careful examination of what they can bring to us, and do they have a high reputation as a partner that we would want to have there. And that's what the criteria is trying to get at.
Okay, and just to clarify again, any actual contract would come back to be in front of this board for approval. Okay, moved by Trustee Lang and Trustee Meldau seconded it. Any more comments? Let's vote on the item. All right, approved unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student. Advisory, yes vote. 6.15. This is the demolition of the chapel at the ATEP site, and the Chancellor recommends the Board of Trustees approve the demolition of the chapel building and initiate planning for a memorial of the chapel at ATEP. So, would you like to?
Second.
Trustee Lang moved and Trustee Milchiker seconded. Chancellor, would you like to just present this item?
Yes, this is another one of those pesky problems that we haven't been able to resolve in the past. There are people who think that the chapel has historical value. It's a 1945 Marine Corps built building. It does have value as memory of the base and the servicemen that were there. As of now, it will be the only building standing in the middle of June when all demolition is done. And the chapel is right in the middle of where we want to develop the rest of our property. So we either have to make a decision to keep it and move it, and if we do that, what are we going to do with it, and how much is it going to cost to do something with it? And you can see in the agenda item here we have some architectural estimates of the cost. For instance, if we would want to use that building in some way to put students in, we would have to move it. It would cost about $220,000. Plus, we'd have to spend about $2.3 million to bring it up to a standard that we could put students in it. If we didn't want to bring it to the state DSA standards, it would still be $1.7 million to bring it back to service use. The demolition cost is $75,000. Now, that would be the cost if we are able to include it with the contractor while they're doing all the other buildings. If we go beyond that, don't do it, then we have to call the contractor back. I'm sure it would cost more money. In any event, it's my recommendation that we demo the building along with the other ones that we have on the site.
Trustee Meldau.
I would just like to say that as a former military officer that served at a time when the military was not highly held in this country, I have seen the building. I've gone through it. I've seen the condition that it's in. It has very little historical significance, and I believe that the amount of money that would take to bring it up to any type of viable memorial would be much too much. I also think that there are a number of other memorials that are being planned in the area. Is that not correct,
Yes.
Chancellor? So I think that despite the fact that I certainly appreciate the fact that people are trying to honor the military, this may not be the best way to do it, and we may be able to do it in some better way. Maybe there's some way that we can provide scholarships for children or grandchildren of servicemen that served there or served their country, and not spend it on a building that's really falling apart at this point.
Do we have to move on this?
Yes, we do.
I move to approve the Chancellor's
Trustee
recommendation.
Pendergast
of
moved to
demolition.
approve. Do we have a second? Second by Trustee Lang. And I'll just make a comment that I do like your comments, Trustee Meldau. I recognize the economics of trying to do something with this. I do feel that out of recognition and gratitude for this terrific gift of 67 acres at this Tustin Marine Base site, we should at the very least save this chapel. And I believe historically we would not be the ones to appreciate this, but the military who served to protect our freedom. So I will vote against this item, but I have no doubt it will pass. All right. Seeing no one else wishing to comment, let's vote. All right. The matter carries with 4 yes votes and 1 no vote, and 2 absent, and 1 student advisory vote. All right, we're now at 6.16. This is board policy revisions, and this is recommended for approval. The Chancellor recommends the Board of Trustees accept for discussion and approval board policies shown on Exhibit A and B. Any questions or comments about the revisions and approving these items, these policy revisions? Trustee Lang moved approval. Do I hear a second?
A second.
Second by Trustee Milchiker. Comments? Okay, seeing none, let's vote on these revised policies. Carries unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student trustee yes. 6.17, this are board policy revisions for acceptance for review and study. The Chancellor recommends we accept Exhibits A through G for review and study.
I move acceptance for review and study to be brought back at the next meeting for approval.
Trustee Milchiker moved the item. Do you hear a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Meldau. And our Chancellor would like to address this item.
Yeah. Before we get past this item, I want to point out that the last item on here is Code of Ethics, Standards of Practice, and this is a policy that we needed to adopt as part of our work on the upcoming accreditation. And this is one that should be of high interest to the board. And the administration has developed a policy using the Community College League standards, and also we looked at some other community colleges that seem to have good policies. But this is one that directly affects you, and any recommendations that you have would be helpful. This has already been through the Board Policy Committee, and they were ready for it to come to you and to see what you'd like to do with it.
Okay, so we have a motion to accept it for review and study, and
I have a request.
Trustee Lang, go ahead.
I just had a few comments on a couple of different areas. Most of them were just more of a noting some parallelism and other few items that I'm going to turn over to the Chancellor for consideration. I don't think it's worth taking up the time to go through them one by one.
This is not on the ethics, but on the other items.
No, this is on the ethics.
Oh, it is on the ethics. All right. Okay, very good. So we'll get a chance to review them.
You would.
All right.
There you go.
All right, very good. Any other comments? Let's vote on accepting these items for review and study. All in favor, okay. Carries unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student advisory yes vote. 6.18. This is a district resolution number 11.09, retiree board of authority for OPEC or OPEB trust fund. And the Chancellor recommends the Board of Trustees approve this resolution, Exhibit A, to replace the Deputy Chancellor on the Retirement Board of Authority with the Vice Chancellor of Business Services to engage in decision-making and other corresponding agreements on behalf of the district. Do I hear a
Move
motion?
approval.
Trustee Milchiker moved. Do I hear a second? Second, Trustee Lang, and this is a resolution, so we'll have to call the roll on the vote. Any comments or questions before we vote? All right, would you call the roll?
Trustee Lang. Aye. Trustee Meldau.
Aye.
Trustee Milchiker.
Aye.
Trustee Padberg.
Aye.
Trustee Prendergast.
Aye.
Student Trustee Shieh.
All right, so carries unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student advisory vote. So we're now at 6.19, and that is the district authorization to seek proposals for leaseback services. And this is for status. Do we have Randy, or who do you have here? It has been, yes. It was tabled for this meeting. Could you put your mic on, since you don't want to just speak to me, but
Okay,
the whole
thank you.
rest? Okay.
I know there were some concerns that were expressed by some members that
Yes.
aren't here tonight. But, I mean, I'm certainly, and I don't know if those individuals have had a chance to come back to administration with any comments, questions, concerns.
We did get a legal opinion that addressed some of those questions that was passed out to all the board members by administration.
Right,
So
okay.
hopefully that addressed some of them.
All
Did
right.
you want to comment?
No, there were no other comments.
No other comments. Trustee Prendergast.
Okay, in that
Are
case,
you
I was
finished?
going to move for approval.
Okay, well, you can make the motion. Have a motion. Do you have a second?
Go ahead. I'll second.
All right, so moved and seconded. Trustee Prendergast?
I just wanted to know, kind of on the same lines, were there any community members that responded or any further? Did anybody come forward and say they were against this in any way or nothing? Okay.
Okay. All right, so it sounds like we don't have anyone else wishing to address this. Let's vote on the item. Carries unanimously with 2 absent, 1 student advisory yes vote. We're now at 6.20, and this is academic personnel actions. Chancellor recommends the board adopt and approve Exhibits A and B changes. Yes, Vice Chancellor Bouguet.
There is one change in item I, I1.
I1.
Yes, we want to change the resignation effective date from June 15th to July 1st.
July 1st, okay,
Yeah.
very good. Anything else? Okay, moved by Trustee Lang. Do I hear a second?
I second it.
Second by Trustee Milchiker. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, let's vote on the item. Carries unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student advisory vote. 6.21, classified personnel actions. And this is to recommend, Chancellor recommends the board approve and ratify the classified personnel actions as shown in Exhibit A and B. Vice Chancellor Bouguet.
It's fine.
No
changes.
questions? All right. Do I hear a motion to approve this item?
Move approval.
Okay. Moved by Trustee Meldown, seconded by Trustee Milchiker. All right. Any comments? Trustee Lang.
Yes, just a note that one of the items on here is new personnel appointment, new director for the Saddleback College Foundation, so looking forward to meeting that individual. I think the rest of the board is as well, as soon as reasonably possible.
And where is that? You want to just point that out?
That is A1E. Pardon me.
A1E. Dave Jenkins. Okay. And yes, Vice Chancellor Bouguet.
I'd like to also, my apologies, item E1A, we'd request be pulled from the agenda.
Oh, we're pulling E1A off of this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Pulled. Okay. All right. Any other comments or questions? Okay. I believe we had this motioned in a second. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, seeing no other comments or questions, let's vote on the item. All right, carries unanimously with 2 absent and 1 student advisory vote. We've already taken care of 6.22. We pulled 6.23. We are now on 6.24, and this is, we are going to recess to public hearing for the CSEA Chapter 586 proposal, the initial proposal on their contract. So we will, at this time, recess to a public hearing. And this will be presented by Vice Chancellor Bouguet. Who's going to present this? Vice Chancellor Bouguet?
Yes, the item is, the CSA has presented an item called sunshining, and at this point, the board has to open up as a public hearing and receive any comments on it.
All right. Do we have anyone who wishes to speak? Ms. Garcia? No one has submitted a request to speak on this item. All right. Any questions from the trustees? Okay. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Okay. That's it. All right. We are now at 7.1, and these are our information items, and this is outside speakers. Resolution 6.140 status requires the board be notified of any outside speakers. Any comments or questions about these outside speakers that are being invited to speak?
Can we move all the reports?
No, we have to go through each one of them. Okay, seeing none, we'll go to 6.2, a report, Exhibit A, basic aid, 7.2, a basic aid report. Any comments or questions about basic aid report? It's pretty routine. 7.3, retiree trust fund report. comments or questions about this report? Seeing none. 7.4, Facilities Plan Status Report. Any comments or questions? Seeing none. We're at 7.5, List of Board Requested Reports. It's a pretty routine item. Seeing none, we'll go to no comments. We'll go to 7.6. This is the monthly status of financial report. No comments. We'll go to 7.7, the quarterly financial status reports. Seeing none, okay. Hopefully our audit committee will have a lot of questions in the future. We're now at our written reports. So we will start with the president of Saddleback College.
Thank you, Madam President. First, I'd like to say thank you and congratulations to Student Trustee Shieh. We'll miss you very much and wish you the very best in your future. Also, congratulations to our 3 outstanding classified employees, Anita, Bandekar, Jamie Smith, and Tasha Trankiam. As you all know, this is, as the Chancellor had said earlier, this is the final sprint, as we call it, for this semester, and it really is a sprint for us over here. I'm very excited about the faculty hiring. We've already had the pleasure of hiring 3 faculty, and we have about another 10 or so to go. And very pleased thus far, and I know you will be as well. In fact, thank you for approving one of them tonight, who actually happens to also be one of our professors of the year, who is adjunct professor of the year, who is now a permanent full-time tenure track faculty. Isn't that exciting? Would like to say some very exciting events that you're aware of, but I'd like to remind you all that we have a transfer celebration on May 5th. We have our upcoming scholarship ceremony. Hopefully the trustees will be able to join us at May 12th. Very excited here. In fact, one of our people up here, our Academic Senate President, is putting this event on along with some other talented people. It's the Phantom of the Opera, folks. Yes, Phantom of the Opera musical concert on May 14th and 15th. I hope you will attend. It surely will be something not to miss. Commencement May 20th, as you all were. Finally, I just wanted to, from Saddleback College, give our hearts and prayers for the speedy recovery and the health of Trustee Tom Fuentes and Bill J.
Okay, thank you. And we'll go to now the president of Irvine Valley College report.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'd like to thank the board for helping us celebrate the wins of our speech and debate team, and also just now learning about our state championship for men's volleyball. So hopefully we'll be doing a little bit more there. And also taking the opportunity to hear about the Japan earthquake effort. One thing I would like to mention is that with the help of our Vice President of Student Services, who had the idea, she brought Professor Ishii together with me, and also former Saddleback College President Rich McCullough. And we gave a 3-part presentation. She gave hers on the personal impacts of that earthquake, actually in a much more emotional way than what you saw today. Time has healed a little bit. I covered the why the earthquake occurred the way it did and how that might say something about California or not. And then Dr. McCullough talked about radiation there in Japan and also potential for spread to other countries. So it worked out really quite well. Enjoyed doing it. At the Life Sciences groundbreaking, thank all of you for coming out to an event that was challenged with the weather. One thing I didn't mention to you was that almost 10 years ago to the day, there was a water spout that touched down in the apartments just behind you and took a roof off of one of the buildings. And so I didn't want to alarm you at the time when things started to blow over there. But
thanks.
But you all did well. And then two last things. One is the IVC Foundation dinner is tomorrow night. And so if you haven't RSVP'd yet, please do that, because our director, Al Tello, is scrambling trying to get everyone seated appropriately, and that's always a bit tough in the late hour. But I hope to see everyone there. It's a great venue at Big Canyon. And then finally, we're having a great success with a new foundation, not new, it's a resurrection of a past foundation fundraising technique that we've used called Pro-IVC. And it's largely a college employee mechanism of raising funds. And we set a goal for $250,000, and we ended up raising $279,000 in that effort. So it's perhaps one of the most productive fundraising techniques that we have, and so we're very proud of that. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Our Vice Chancellor of Economic Development at ATEP.
Thank you, President Padberg. And I just want to thank the trustees for the further direction to help in the development of ATEP, and I have no further report.
All right, thank you. And we'll now go to the Associated Student Government of Saddleback College.
Hi, sorry, I was.
I'm sorry, we're jumping around. I'm just following the agenda outline. I'm sorry. I know, but it's on the paper. I'm just following what the public has and in the book. So go ahead.
Thank you. We have our Saddleback College ASG banquet on May 6th from 11:30 to 1:30. You guys have all been invited. I hope you guys got the invitations, and I hope you'll be in attendance. We also participated in the Hands Across California event. We had a great success, so that was really, really fun, and it was great to be able to raise scholarships. So that was really great. Sorry, I'm losing my voice right now.
Okay.
But I also wanted to take this time to really thank you guys, because this is my last meeting, and I've grown so much during my term in ASG, and these meetings alone have helped me so much, personally and professionally. So I want to thank you all. Thanks.
All right, very good. And our Associated Student President of IVC.
Wow, to follow that, that's going to be hard. Good job. Yeah, we actually attended our Hands Across California on April 17th as well. We had over 86 people, I think, that participated. Mm-hmm. It was a big success, from the games to just the friendships that we've got from there, and some money that we raised to help the students. Also, we haven't decided where we're going to have our banquet yet coming up, and I want to thank you guys as well, for this will be my last meeting, and that's about it. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you. Saddleback College Academic Senate.
Let's see. First off, where to begin? Number one, for Trustee Milchiker and all of the trustees, what I want to, I wanted to chime on to what President Burnett said and give you a personal invitation from the conductor, that before you go see Oklahoma, that you all stop by and see Phantom of the Opera. Tickets are going fast. We are 3 weeks out, and over 50% of the tickets are sold. So now's the time to get those tickets. Number two, to also thank you for approving the hire of Teresa Bear and our new foundation director, Dave Jenkin, who is just fabulous. What a high-energy person. I think he has already started to teach us some things, and we're looking forward to that. The Saddleback Senate, we continue our work of the Senate, approving courses, working with faculty, making sure that the faculty hiring process moves along, and we select fine educators. We're looking forward to having them. And our accreditation work continues. And to also thank Mel, and publicly thank Mel, our ASG president, for being such a wonderful ASG president. She has raised the profile of the student services and their civic engagement in a way that is unique. And I thought the other ASG presidents were wonderful, and they were. But Mel has certainly raised the bar and set a higher standard. So thank you so much for being such a great role model to your peers. And congratulations on great service. We'll talk more about that tomorrow at Consultation Council. And to also let you know that this is my last meeting. Next month, you have a new Academic Senate president. His name is Dan Walsh. He's taller, more slender, and probably infinitely more attractive. So I am looking forward to finding new frontiers, and Dan will be here, and it's been a pleasure to work with you, and I'm sure we'll still bump into each other at other events. Thank you so much.
Okay, very good. And we'll now move to the Saddleback College. I'm sorry, Irvine Valley College Academic Senate report.
I was waiting to make sure it was my turn. So I've got a few things on the agenda for you. We have finished our last distinguished academic lecture for our series for 2010-11 and have begun to plan for 3 next year. I unfortunately was not able to attend. I was out of town on the work of the Senate at spring plenary, but I hear that it was well attended with about 200 people from the community and from our colleges as well. And Dr. Whiting, I understand, did a wonderful job on sharing L.A. in the 1960s through photography. She is a distinguished professor at UCI. As I said, along with Carmen and a number of our cabinet colleagues, we did attend the spring plenary at San Francisco. And as well, we're doing the work of the Senate. We have about pushing about 600 pieces of curriculum, both new and revised, as well as working on the transfer, the SB 1440 transfer degrees. We have 3 of them completed for the catalog and have another 3 pending. Our hires as well are nearing completion. I spent Friday and Saturday myself all day at interviews for a history professor. And we have 2 in math, 1 in computer science, 1 in the Learning Center, as well as counseling and a new librarian to look forward to. So we're hard at work on those committees. We are also a little bit different. We haven't finished our election. We are in the midst of our cabinet elections for next year. So I may or may not be sitting here next month. The few other things, we have a cabinet retreat scheduled for the 12th of May before the next meeting, where we work on documents and updating the work of the Senate. And again, congrats to the IVC debate team, as well as mark your calendars for May 5th, when we will be installing 5 new works of public sculpture on the IVC campus. Again, it is again time to complete our second cycle of the Bosie project. We have 5 outstanding pieces coming in. Only 1 California artist this time, 1 from Arizona, 2 from Oregon, and 1 from Washington. With that said, farewell, Carmen. It goes without saying that her work on behalf of the faculty at Saddleback has been superior and is certainly appreciated, but I'd like to remind her that the district as a whole, our faculty, recognizes your work and thanks you. So, and then finally, Patrick, ASIVC. Thank you. I will miss your hat walking through the halls, as one Texan says to a man in a cowboy hat. Good work, and the faculty wishes you well in your future education.
Okay, thank you. And now our report from the Faculty Association, Louis Long.
Tonight, the board approved a retirement program which will allow 50 full-time faculty members to retire, and I'd just like to acknowledge that those 50 faculty members are all valued and longtime members of the district, and some of those members are founding members of IVC. And so while this is a good opportunity for them to move on to other aspects of their lives, it will be a tremendous loss to the community at IVC and to its history. And so I hope that we'll take an opportunity to individually thank them for their contributions to our district and wish them well. Part of that retirement incentive was there as a way of helping conserve very valuable and increasingly scarce taxpayer funds to run our district, and it was served through a contraction of the faculty salary schedule. And I think there's an opportunity for our district, even though we are in very tight times statewide, it's an opportunity for our district to take some of that money and use it to increase our hiring position for new faculty in the coming years to replace those 50 full-time faculty members who are retired. And so I would urge the board and members of the community to be aware of the opportunity we have here to hire the best faculty coming out of the international institutions who will be able to take their place, and do that by using some of the money we saved on faculty salaries to increase our hiring position in the future.
Okay.
And I'd also like to thank Carmen. Dan is a delightful person and will be a very effective Senate president, but Carmen is incomparable and no one will be as fun. And so I will certainly be able to pay attention to the board meetings much more closely now.
I'm not sure if that's a warning or what. All right, we'll now move to our CSEA president, Dwayne Main.
Thank you. First, I'd like to congratulate the 3 classified employees that were named Classified Employees of the Year. I've personally worked with all 3 of the individuals, and they are shining examples of the
Could you
value.
bring your mic a little closer? We're having trouble.
They are shining examples of the value of classified employees to this district. I'd also like to thank whomever was responsible for pulling item 6.23, as that gives us its extended time to work out the details of that. So thank you very much.
Okay, and now we'll move to Saddleback College Classified Senate.
All right.
Hi.
I'm Don Mineo.
Hi, Don.
I'm actually here for a substitute for Russ. But my term doesn't actually start until July 1st. And many of you actually know me, including the missing guy who was a teacher of mine. I started here in the 80s, and I actually was in student government and also on the newspaper, and actually was the outstanding student, transferred many different locations, got degrees. As many of you know my story, I now work in the Career Center and help many people get back to work and help support all the classes that involve career, which is increasing amount since every class should be involving career. So I would like to congratulate our classified employees as well, and looking forward to the faculty retirement so we can also move on and make our district better.
All right, thank you. And it looks like we don't have anyone from Irvine Valley College Classified Senate, is that correct? Or from the District Services Classified Senate? Okay. Police Officers Association? Okay, it looks then like we are at the end of our agenda. I would just ask that we adjourn this meeting in the memory of Cameron Cook, the IVC student who was tragically lost his life in an accident on the 57 freeway in early April. Okay, we are adjourned.